What up, everybody? Back again with our coordinate plane lessons. Today we're going to be talking about plotting in the first quadrant. So let's take a look at what we're doing today. Our objective today, I will be able to plot points on the coordinate plane in the first quadrant. So last lesson we learned a little bit about the parts of the coordinate plane and then how to read the directions on them with our ordered pairs. So last lesson I gave you the point and you told me the ordered pair. Today I'm going to give you the ordered pair and you're going to get to plot the point. Let me introduce you to the coordinate plane, the math map that reminds you of the battleship game. What an awesome introduction. Exactly what I'm about to talk about, but with a much better beat. To review really quickly what we talked about yesterday, we have our coordinate plane. It's made of our x and y axis, right? So we got our x and our y right here. The x and y axis are number lines that really go on forever and ever and ever, so we don't show all of them, and they split our two-dimensional plane into 4 quadrants, okay? And we know that we also have the origin right here in the middle, and we know for every map we also have to have directions. That's where our ordered pairs come in, right? And remember, we have to do our x coordinate and then our y coordinate. We always start at our origin. That's what we talked about yesterday, but we also talked about the number one rule of the coordinate plane.
Shuffle on the carpet before you climb up the stairs. You gotta shuffle on the carpet before you climb up the stairs. You gotta shuffle on the carpet before you climb up the stairs. You gotta shuffle on the carpet before you climb up the stairs.
Yes, you gotta shuffle on the carpet before you climb up the steps. You gotta do your x coordinate and then your y coordinate. Again, this is just a math convention, which means a math rule that some people decided about a long time ago just so nobody got confused. There's really nothing special about it other than the fact that everybody agrees that you have to do your x coordinate and then your y coordinate. So again, in our last lesson, we gave you the points on the coordinate plane and you told us the directions to get there. You told us our ordered pairs. Today we're going to do the opposite. I'm going to give you the ordered pairs and you're going to plot the points. So let's take a look at an I do problem. So I want to plot these ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So sometimes you'll see ordered pairs written like this, right? They'll be in parentheses with the x and then the y. And then they might give you a list of them. And so if they do that, of course, they'll have a comma in between them, but the parentheses will also separate the different ordered pairs. So I have 3 points that I want to plot on my coordinate plane. And again, right now, we're doing 5th grade math, so we are only plotting in the first quadrant. So this is your y and this is your x. We just zoomed in on that first neighborhood or first quadrant there. So the first ordered pair I want to plot is 0, 4. And again, this is my x and this is my y. You got to shuffle on the carpet before you climb the steps. You're always going to start at the origin. My x coordinate is 0, which means I don't need to shuffle anywhere. I'm going to stay at the origin. And then my y coordinate is 4, which means I shuffled 0 and now I climb up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this would be the ordered pair 0, 4. Now typically you don't have to write the directions you used to get there right next to the point, but I'm just doing it today so you can kind of see what we're doing. The next one would be 6, 0. So again, you have to shuffle on the carpet before you climb up the steps. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to shuffle over 6, and then I'm not going to climb up anything at all. I'm going to stay right there because my y coordinate was 0. So this would be the point 6, 0. Okay. And if I have one more, I have 5, 9. So I'm going to shuffle over 5 from the origin and then climb up 9. And this would be the point 5, 9. Now we talked a little bit about this last lesson, but if I'm starting at my home or the origin, I'm trying to get to my friend's house, okay, 5, 9. If I'm riding my bike, I'm not going to take a paintbrush and leave a trail behind me the whole way, okay? I see a lot of students doing this, and they think they need to draw the direction they took. You don't have to draw the direction you took because we are following a math convention, which means we know you shuffled over 5 and climbed up 9 if you put your point right there. So I don't need the paint trail behind me. I can just put the dot. So that's how you plot ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. Let's do what we do. You might notice a couple different things. One, I showed you a different way on how they might write ordered pairs. They might use a pattern chart or function table or input-output table, whatever you want to call this right here, and separate them into an X column and a Y column. And then also, if you take a look at the intervals like we talked about last lesson, we've actually changed the intervals here. So each of these dashes isn't worth 1, it's now worth 2. So if you remember from our I do problem, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, but now each of them are worth 2. So you always want to double check the intervals on your coordinate plane before you start graphing. And then also, don't freak out if you see this. All this is saying is 6, 8. So they're giving you the ordered pair 6, 8. And typically they'd write it in parentheses, but here they're just doing it in a chart. So I want to go to 6, 8. So I'm going to look at my intervals and I'm going to shuffle over 2, 4, 6. And then I'm going to go up 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so taking into account the intervals on my coordinate plane, and this is where the coordinate 6, 8 would be. Again, you don't need to write the directions next to the point. I'm just doing it so that you can see where I came from. The next one was 3, 15. Our x and our y go together. They're corresponding terms is the math term for that. And that's going to be 3, 15, if you wrote it the conventional way, I'll say, in parentheses. But you might be thinking, I don't see a 3. These are in intervals of 2. And that makes a lot of sense. I totally agree with you. This is why it's a we do problem. So if I know that I have 2 and 4, well, halfway between 2 and 4 would be 3. So really I'm going to shuffle over 2 and then halfway between 2 and 4. I'm not going to be directly on a line. I'm going to be in between them. And then I'm going to shuffle up 15. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then again, halfway between 14 and 16 would be 15. So I'm going to kind of look like I'm in the middle of nowhere right here, and that my ordered pair would be 3, 15. Okay. Again, I took into account my interval, and then I know that halfway between 2 and 4 would be 3, and halfway between 14 and 16 would be 15. And then my last one is going to be 16, 0. So I'm going to shuffle over to 16, and then I didn't go anywhere from my y coordinate. So this is where 16, 0 would be on this coordinate plane. So a couple different things I wanted to throw at you so you kind of see them. One, I like to call it a pattern chart, but some people call it input, output, or function table. Sometimes they'll write your ordered pairs in a chart. And then also just double check the interval so you can know how far you need to go over. All right, here's your you try problem. Okay, and so what this is asking you to do is plot these 3 points and then come up with the 4th point that you could use to turn your ordered pairs into a rectangle if you connected the dots. If you are ready to try this by yourself, go ahead and push pause now and solve it. If not, it's okay. You can do it with me as another we do problem. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Hopefully, if you're ready, you just paused it and now you're checking your answer. And so if I wanted to graph these ordered pairs, I would do 2, 1 right here, shuffle over 2, climb up 1, shuffle over 7, climb up 1 for 7, 1, and then shuffle over 2 and climb up 4 for the ordered pair 2, 4. Now I've done all of these. Now I want to connect these dots right here, okay, and I want to think to myself, where could I put another ordered pair to form a rectangle? So if I kept drawing these lines right here and I wanted them to meet to form a rectangle, it would have to be this ordered pair right here, which when I shuffle over, if I start the origin, my x coordinate would be 7 and my y coordinate would be 4. So the ordered pair you were looking for to form a rectangle would be 7, 4. Thank you so much for checking out coordinate planes with us today. We really appreciate you spending your time. If you need a review or reminder, please check out our coordinate plane song. It is awesome, one of our biggest hits. Stick with us as we continue our coordinate plane lesson playlist for our next lesson about pattern charts. Again, thank you so much. If you have not done so already, please like the video and subscribe. We would love for you to join our InstructaBeats family. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We'd love to have you join us on those. Thank you again. InstructaBeats out.